Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. And little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Little darling, it feels like ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. But here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Yesterday, many stuffed animal friends had a sleepover at UUFSB in preparation for our homecoming service. Let's share their adventures. Our stuffy friends gathered to enter the fellowship. Welcome to the RE wing. We gathered in the blue room on our welcoming rug to light our traveling chalice. This traveling chalice is new to us, and it will travel to different members each week during 2021. We wrote in the journal that accompanies the chalice and are sending it on its way. Time to play. We built Lego structures and drove things around. Some of us played in the new dollhouse. Snoopy guarded the doghouse. We played outside too. Climbing is fun. And so is swinging. There are swings the right size for everyone. We're pooped, so we rested while Deb read us a story. Dinner! Carrots for Bunny. Do I like pears? Evening, time for marshmallows. And campfire songs. Sing along with us. are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. And you'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. If you're happy and you know it, wait a minute, happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And if you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet, stomp, stomp. And if you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. And if you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stomp, stomp, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stomp, stomp, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, do all three. Clap, clap, stomp, stomp, hooray! Time to get some sleep. I'm tired. Me too. Me three. My sleeping bag is cozy. Good night, everyone. Morning. We're gathered outside, ready for our annual UUFSB photo. Are you ready?
We are ready.
Come on, everybody.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Open your hearts, everyone.
Now it's time for us to sound our bell. We stuffed animals, Snoopy, Schnauzer, Piglet, Tebby, Giraffe, Rabbit, Big Koala, Little Koala, Fluffy Brown, Striped Tail, and Elephant, loved well by children young and old who are watching with you all right now. We reoccupy our sanctuary on your behalf this morning. With the sounding of our morning bell, we welcome you home to this sacred space that we share, and we invite you to join us in the spirit of worship.
Hello. I invite you all to light a chalice or candle at home, if you wish, while I light this one right here. We can then together say the chalice lighting words that the children say at the beginning of their worship circle, which are written on the slide. So light those chalices. And we say, this light stands for the warmth of friendship and our never-ending search for truth.
So good morning again to all of you. Humans and animals of all degrees of stuffedness. Welcome home, and many thanks to the Stuffies and their human sleepover advisors for the sweet reminder of our usual homecoming ritual re-entering of our Nichols Road Sanctuary. It was Deb Little and Michelle Maggio and Lori Jones and Sherry Rasmussen with Dan Weymouth's Tech Touch who documented their day. Sherry took the pictures. For the last 7 years or so, our homecoming theme has rotated through the 4 basic elements that serve as a theological compass for many indigenous peoples of the Americas: earth, air, fire, and water. It seems appropriate to acknowledge here that our fellowship stands on land that was at one time not owned by anyone, but was honored and tended for hundreds of years, if not thousands, by the people who call themselves now the Satalcot Nation. For those many generations of stewardship, we give thanks. For the theft of their lands and the suffering of their people, we acknowledge our ongoing responsibility for repair. We're so happy to have, especially any of you who are visiting here for the first time or the first few. We'd love for you to introduce yourself in the chat right now or later at some point during the service. Following our service, fair warning, there's a fairly raucous general hello with the whole virtual congregation. But after that, you can join a much smaller group for actual conversation. To do that, you'll need to leave this service Zoom and click on the small group chat link in yesterday's special news feed or on our website. Our Director of Religious Education is Deb Little. This year's youth group cadre meets this afternoon with her, and virtual religious education classes for little kids and youth will resume next Sunday. Between Sundays this year, though, the fellowship will be traveling to visit you, and Deb's right here to explain how that works.
Good morning to everyone. We Unitarian Universalists don't drink from our chalice. Instead, we use it to hold the flame. The circle of the chalice helps keep the fire small. The flame doesn't blind us. It gives us light so we can see all the different things in the universe. Of course, flames also warm us. They draw us near around campfires. They warm delicious treats like marshmallows. They invite us into a beloved community where we laugh, sing, tell stories, and share. Our chalice flame also travels out to the world within each of us. We take the light and love of Unitarian Universalism to others. Right now, we are apart. So the RE program is inviting every member and friend, every couple, every family, to share the light in a tangible way. We invite you to be a part of our traveling chalice ministry. Here's how it works. Each week, a family or household, not just those with children, will take home the traveling chalice inside a special box. And here's the box. And inside the traveling chalice, we invite everyone to sign up right now by writing traveling chalice in the chat today. or by emailing me at dre@uufsb.org. I will arrange for the transfer of the chalice during this period of separation. We invite you to use it for family gatherings and rituals. Other possibilities are described in the special box. Today, the traveling chalice will go to the family of Rachel Thesson, Will Farr, and Catherine. Next week, sign up to find out.
The following story, How Fire Came to the Six Nations, was adapted from the writing of Glenn Welker. 3 Arrows was a boy of the Mohawk tribe, the son of a great chief. He was not yet 14 and was already known throughout the Six Nations for his skill and daring. His name was given him when, with 3 bone-tipped arrows, he brought down 3 flying geese from the same flock. The sun shone strong in the heart of 3 Arrows. He had no fear of the test of strength and endurance, which he would soon undertake, his dream fast. A successful dream fast would complete his passage from boyhood to manhood. At the appointed time, 3 Arrows climbed to a place in the mountains that was sacred to his clan. He was not permitted to eat anything during the days and nights of his dream fast, and could bring him nothing but the leather moccasins and leggings he wore. He found a narrow cave for shelter and a shady spot outside that he could see much of the surrounding landscape. Alone in the afternoon, 3 Arrows began his days of prayer and attentiveness to the natural world. He prayed the Great Spirit for a vision, a sign, a message. This dream fast was his only opportunity to discover his true name and what powers within him that could help his people thrive. 5 times the sun rose on 3 Arrows as he prayed. 5 times the sun set as he climbed down to the little spring for his daily drink of water. His heart was filled with a dark cloud. How ashamed he would be to return to his people, having seen and heard nothing of it on his dream fast. This was his last night on the mountain. As he prayed late into the night, the wind shifted to the north, the direction of the Great Bear, the symbol of his clan. And riding the wind came the unmistakable odor of bear. 3 Arrows knew he was in the presence of strong medicine. He sat at the mouth of the cave, thunder roaring and lightning flashing across the night sky. A vision came to him. A gigantic bear stood beside him in the cave. It spoke to him, saying, "Listen well, Mohawk. Your clan spirit has heard your prayer. Tonight you will learn a great mystery, which will which will bring help and gladness to all of your people." In that moment, a streak of lightning in the form of a blazing arrow flashed across the sky. Suddenly, the air was filled with a fearful sound, and he saw that sound came from 2 young balsam trees rubbing violently against each other in the wind. Fascinated, he saw smoke rising from the place where the 2 trees rubbed together, and then after the smoke, flames. 3 Arrows understood the teachings. The wildness of fire could be tamed for a human purpose. This was the mystery which he was to reveal to his people, and the blazing arrow in the night sky had given him his new name. At daybreak, Blazing Arrow broke 2 dried sticks from what remained of the balsam trees. He rubbed them together vigorously, but nothing happened. He almost gave up, but thoughts of his people and his village inspired him. His willpower fired up his tired muscles. Patiently, he rubbed the sticks together until they became hot again. Soon a little wisp of smoke appeared. Then a spark flew, and a resinous blister on the stick glowed. Then the tip flamed up. As he held the stick in the air, he recalled the blazing arrow of lightning he'd seen that night. His name, his dream fast had been successful. A young man named Blazing Arrow would bring fire as a helper to the 6 nations.
This year's homecoming service returns to the element of fire at a time when California and Oregon are burning with unprecedented ferocity and scope. My colleagues Sean Parker Dennison in Ashland, Oregon reported this morning on Facebook that 8 families in the Rogue Valley Fellowship have lost their homes to fire so far. Our UU Trauma Response Ministry has deployed 4 trained volunteers to help Sean respond in a situation of overwhelming need. In this moment, I'm sure we all feel the pulse of the pain and the grief in the far west as our own. Fire is a pathway through which energy moves. The same is true of the other 3 traditional primary elements. Think of how we generate energy to meet our needs. Wind, fans, air conditioning, wind turbines, ocean breezes, water, water wheels, hydroelectric dams, steam, earth, geothermal power, fossil fuels, photosynthesis, fire, electricity, wood stoves, campfires, that ion exchange that causes your heart muscles to contract. That energy can move through pathways that we safely control, monitor, and limit. But all life energy is prone to carving rogue pathways that lead to destruction and pain. Hurricanes, floods, pollution, global warming, mountaintop removal, starvation, disease, bombs, a glowing orange haze. The elements earth-centered cultures honor are gifts. In everyday life, these elements provide us with the means to live well. It matters how we choose to employ those pathways through which life energy flows. They can be used for good. They can also be abused or neglected to the end that they channel death rather than life. We humans are the only animals that have the capacity to ensure that most of the time the energy those pathways channel enhances life. And at the moment, we are failing at our job. Our greed for things, for ease, and for control is rapacious and deadly. All life is threatened because of it. These elements also have a theological dimension. They form a 4-quadrant medicine wheel at the nexus of the physical world and the spirit. Though through various forms of prayer and ritual, customs of moderation and humility, human beings consciously come there to that place and here to nourish and discipline their spirit and their practice, to learn to channel the energy for life within them and around them towards sustainability and simplicity in the midst of abundance. This morning we have gathered in that sacred space in which we make choices about how we will live, that place where the spirit meets the bone, the place where we decide how to channel our life energy and the life energy of our nested circles of communities, including this one. On the medicine wheel, we stand in the quadrant of fire, and we say to the fire, to the chalice flame, to the sun, to the electric heart in each of us, to the pilot light, to the wood stove and the light switch, to the fiber optic cable, to our fieriest emotions. I am alive. I am guardian of life. I am a steward of the web of all beings. I see the way fire flows around and through me. I am a channel for the energy of fire. I accept responsibility for my use of the energy of fire in my physical life. I choose to channel the energy of fire as cleanly as I am able toward that which is healthy for me, for all beings, and for our planet. I accept responsibility for my use of the energy of fire in my spiritual life, channeling towards the thriving of the many, my anger, my determination, my will, my passion, my creativity, my purpose, and my willingness to risk boldly. I'm going to tell you an example of when I stood at that nexus back in 2001, in the week of after the collapse of the two powers under terrorist action. That next Tuesday, I traveled actually quite a ways to a priestess path training, which was a training in spiritual leadership. The first of 2 years of monthly meetings that I would have, traveling from Chicago to Northampton, Massachusetts. And the first thing we did was to create a fire walk. I know I've told that story in detail before, but basically set up a fire with great intention, then went and raised our energy for the walk, came back to find that the firekeeper had created a pathway, I don't know how many feet long, longer than you think you could walk across in bare feet, let me tell you. And the whole cadre of us, I think there were about 24 of us, walked on our bare feet the length of that pathway, and no one got burned. I had a tiny little ember between my toes that made a pink spot, and that was it. It was like a miracle. But using the fire that way made us hone our intention, made us think where we were walking to and why. What goal would draw us forward across that risk? And when we crossed, we realized the power that fire could bring spiritually to our intentions going forward at any time. My intention at the time was to be able to speak to you like this, to tell you what I knew about life, to learn from you what you know, and for us to work together to discern truth and meaning in a common search. At the nexus of the physical and the spiritual, I found great meaning and was a steward to the energy of fire in a way that I aspire to do more often. You too are stewards to that energy, and I'm sure if you think about it, you have stories. If you are willing now, I invite you to repeat in the chat after me as you are so moved these words. I am alive. I am a guardian of life. I am a steward of the web of all beings. Fire energy flows through and around me. I channel that energy. I accept responsibility for my use of that energy in my physical life and in my spiritual life. We begin this year with fire, and I think we're going to need it. Neil Young's Light a Candle, our offertory song coming just ahead, speaks prophetically of our task as a people and a nation in the darkening days of fall and winter this year. Our flaming chalice symbol represents the energy of fire in the flame, the energy of water in the cup, the energy of the air that feeds the flame, the energy of earth and the materials from which the chalice is made. Right now, fire energy is rampant, and we are all called to be vigilant in how we receive and pass on the fire energy of these times. The riots, the fevers, the politics, the outrage. May the chalice light we lit at the beginning of the service and will extinguish at the end remain in our hearts to be carried with us through the weeks ahead, and may it ground us as we watch and choose and act along the way. Like Blazing Arrow, our Mohawk hero, the fire we create here sustains our souls, sustains our true selves by grounding us in the power of service, love, and justice. When we are in touch with our common strength and allied in our purpose, we can carry on. There's something worth fighting for just ahead.
It is our spiritual practice to share our collection with a local nonprofit organization working on social justice issues. This month's recipient is the Long Island chapter of the Poor People's Campaign. The Poor People's Campaign is a fusion coalition of people fighting poverty, racism, ecological devastation, militarism, and the war economy. It takes off from where Dr. Martin Luther King left off. They work to change the narrative by changing the narrator, speaking truth to power. In this time of virtual services, your real contributions, both towards your pledge and our Share the Plate collection, are still very much needed. Please remember to indicate how you want your contribution applied. Why not do it now while we listen to Neil Young's Light a Candle?
Instead of cursing the darkness, light a candle for where we're going. There's something ahead worth looking for. And when the light of time is on us, we will see our moment come, and the living soul inside will carry on. It's a chance to give new meaning to every move we make, through the caverns, in the caves where we come from. It's a chance to give new meaning to every move we make in the caverns and the caves where we come from. Instead of cursing the darkness, light a candle for where we're going. 'Cause there's something ahead worth looking for.
When the light of time is on us, you will see our moment come, and the living soul inside will carry on.
Light a candle in the darkness so others might see ahead. Light a candle in the darkness when you go.
Our closing words are those of N. Scott Momaday, an Oklahoma-born Kiowa novelist, a short story writer, essayist, and poet, and winner of the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction. When the poem ends, I invite you to join in singing our closing hymn, always our closing hymn for this service. Number 1, May Nothing Evil Cross This Door. It's a prayer for our sanctuary home and also for yours, wherever you are. And we'll sing all 4 verses when the time comes. This poem is the Delight Song of Tsoaitali by Scott Momaday. I am a feather on the bright sky. I am the blue horse that runs in the plain. I am the fish that rolls shining in the water. I am the shadow that follows the child. I am the evening light, the luster of meadows. I am an eagle playing with the wind. I am a cluster of bright beads. I am the farthest star. I am the cold of dawn. I am the roaring of the rain. I am the glitter on the crust of the snow. I am the long track of the moon in a lake. I am a flame of 4 colors. I am a deer standing away in the dusk. I am a field of sumac and the palm blanche. I am an angle of geese in the winter sky. I am the hunger of a young wolf. I am the whole dream of these things. You see, I am alive. I am alive. I stand in good relation to the earth. I stand in good relation to the gods. I stand in good relation to all that is beautiful. I stand in good relation to the daughter of Sentanti. You see, I am alive. I am alive.
We extinguish our chalice together, again with the words our children use, which are printed on the slide. We extinguish this flame, but its warmth and light we carry in our heart until we meet again.
With these good words, benediction, given us by the Reverend Jan Richardson, we close our service today. Carry your light into the world now and shine. You are alive. Here are the words. Blessed are you in whom the light lives, in whom the brightness blazes. Your heart a chapel, an altar, where in the deepest night can be seen the fire that shines forth in you, in unaccountable faith, in stubborn hope, in love that illumines every broken thing it finds. Amen.